Standing just off Birmingham's bustling Suffolk Street, Queensway, the Alexandra Theatre, affectionately known as the Alex, has been a cornerstone of the city's cultural life for well over a century. Beneath its modern facade lies a layered history of ambition, reinvention, tragedy and theatrical triumph, stretching back to the dawn of the 20th century. The story begins not with the Alexandra, but with the Lyceum Theatre, which opened on the 27th of May 1901 on John Bright Street. Designed by the architects Owen and Ward and built at the cost of £10,000, the Lyceum was commissioned by theatrical manager William Celts, who envisioned a refined venue dedicated to quality drama. Contemporary reports praised the building's Renaissance-style interior, advanced cantilevered seating, electric lighting, and modern facilities for performers. Despite its architectural success and critical approval, the Lyceum struggled financially. Tragedy struck early when performer Grace Ann "Gracie" Housley, aged just 22, collapsed and died on stage in February 1902 while performing the song Goodbye Dolly Gray. Within little more than a year of opening, Celts was forced to sell the theatre. In late 1902, the building was purchased for £4,450 by flamboyant impresario Lester Collingwood, who immediately rebranded it as the Alexandra Theatre, naming it after Queen Alexandra. The theatre found its footing, becoming particularly well known for lavish pantomimes and melodramas. The Alexandra quickly established itself as a popular venue, especially during the Christmas season. Productions such as Aladdin, Cinderella, Red Riding Hood and Mother Goose drew large audiences, and the theatre became firmly embedded in Birmingham's social and cultural life. This success was cut short in September 1910, when Lester Collingwood was killed in one of Britain's earliest motor car accidents while travelling to Sheffield. His sudden death marked the end of a formative chapter in the theatre's story. Following Collingwood's death, the Alexandra entered what many consider its golden age under the ownership of Leon Salberg, a businessman who had amassed wealth through South African mining interests. Though he had little theatrical experience initially, Salberg proved to be an exceptional and devoted owner. In 1927, he established the Alexandra Repertory Company, presenting twice nightly performances alongside the theatre's already famous pantomimes. Under his leadership, the Alexandra earned a national reputation for the quality of its productions, particularly its Christmas shows, which were regarded among the best in the country. Leon Salberg died at the theatre in 1937, passing away in his office during a performance. His son Derek Salberg took over the running of the theatre and would remain in charge until his retirement in 1977, ensuring continuity through changing times. One of the most significant moments in the theatre's history came in 1935, when the original building was demolished and completely rebuilt in the Art Deco style, designed by Roland Satchwell and Ernest Roberts. The reconstruction cost £40,000 and took 9 months to complete. The new Alexandra opened on Boxing Day 1935 with a production of Cinderella starring Georgie Wood. The redesigned theatre was wider, more comfortable and technically advanced, with improved sightlines, luxurious seating across all price levels, and a stage capable of hosting the most elaborate productions. Despite the increased space, seating capacity remained under 1,650, prioritising comfort over profit. The rebuilt Alexandra was hailed as one of the most modern theatres in the Midlands. During the First World War, the theatre hosted special performances for wounded soldiers, nurses and sailors, reinforcing its role as both an entertainment venue and a civic institution. Through the interwar years and beyond, it continued to thrive despite the changing tastes of audiences. By the late 1960s, however, financial pressures once again threatened the theatre's future. In 1968, Birmingham City Council purchased the Alexandra for £85,000, saving it from potential closure or demolition. That same year, the theatre's main entrance was relocated from John Bright Street to Suffolk Street, Queensway, connected by a raised bridge. While this gave the venue greater visibility, it significantly altered the appearance of the original frontage. The Alexandra continued to adapt through the late 20th and early 21st centuries. In 2000, Pantomime returned with a sell-out run of Peter Pan, starring Leslie Grantham and Joe Pasquale. Ownership passed through SFX Entertainment, Clear Channel, and later Live Nation, before settling with the Ambassador Theatre Group, under whom the venue became known as the New Alexandra Theatre. In 2018, following a $650,000 refurbishment, the theatre was relaunched once more as the Alexandra, opening with Motown, the musical. After pandemic closures in 2020, the theatre reopened in 2021, marking its 120th anniversary, and has since hosted major productions including The Book of Mormon, Heathers, Bat Out of Hell, 222, A Ghost Story, and The Ocean at the End of the Lane. In November 2024, the Alexandra hosted the world premiere of Here and Now, a musical jukebox based on the songs of Steps, bringing the story of the theatre firmly into the present day. From Edwardian optimism to modern spectacle, the Alexandra Theatre has continually reinvented itself, a living building shaped by the countless performers, staff and audiences who have passed through its doors. If you're enjoying my content and want to help me make even better episodes, you can now support me on Buy Me a Coffee. Every bit helps to upgrade my gear, spend more time researching, and keep bringing the stories you love. Just head over to buymeacoffee.com/ghost tales. It's quick, easy, and really makes a difference. I've also put a link in the description. Thanks for keeping this going. A theatre without ghosts is considered by many to be an incomplete one, and the Alexandra Theatre is no exception. With more than a century of continuous performance, tragedy, devotion, and late nights, it is perhaps unsurprising that the building has accumulated a remarkable number of reported paranormal experiences. Over the decades, staff, performers and visitors have described sightings, sounds and sensations that suggest the theatre may be still occupied by some of those who devoted their lives to it. The most frequently reported presence within the Alexandra Theatre is that of Leon Salberg, the long-serving owner and manager who died at the theatre in 1937. In life, Salberg was known for personally greeting patrons and maintaining a constant presence throughout the building. In death, many believe he never truly left. Sightings attributed to Salberg have been reported in the dress circle, the stalls, and on the stairs leading to the original John Bright Street foyer, where he was known to stand during performances. He is often described as a well-dressed gentleman, courteous and purposeful, moving through the theatre as if still overseeing proceedings. The Salberg Suite, now a bar, was once part of the family's office space. One cleaner working in the room reported seeing a man walk towards her, unplug the vacuum cleaner from the wall, and gesture with the plug in his hand. She later stated that the figure matched photographs of Leon Salberg, not his son Derek. The experience was sufficiently disturbing that she left her employment from that day and did not return. Another area strongly associated with Salberg is the Footlights Bar, formerly his office. A long-standing superstition held that actors who felt a tap on the shoulder while drinking there were being silently approved by Salberg, a sign that they would be welcome back to perform at the theatre. It was also believed that an appearance of Salberg in the auditorium during a pantomime dress rehearsal was an omen of a successful run. Staff and patrons have also reported the smell of cigar smoke in areas where smoking has long been prohibited, a detail often linked to Salberg's fondness for cigars during his lifetime. Another regular figure in the Alexandra folklore is believed to be of a former wardrobe master who died in his office during the early 20th century. In life, he was known for walking the corridors in slippers, his footsteps clearly audible on the concrete and wooden floors. Long after his death, staff continued to hear those same footsteps, even after the corridor was fully carpeted. The sound reportedly changed in tone, but remained unmistakable. A well-known actress performing in Macbeth once encountered an elderly gentleman on the stairs who wished her good evening before ascending. When she asked staff who he was, they reported seeing no one, but recognised her description as matching that of the deceased wardrobe master. One of the most striking and detailed reports involves a transparent figure dressed in a uniform with brass buttons and a top hat, believed to date from the 19th or early 20th century. This figure has been seen on multiple occasions, primarily in the auditorium. A group of scenic artists working late one night reported repeated waves of intense cold while painting a backcloth on the stage. Each time they turned instinctively toward the auditorium, sensing something behind them. On the fifth occurrence, one artist saw the exit curtain at the back of the dress circle move. On the sixth, all present witnessed a dark, transparent figure emerge from the back of the stalls and move towards the orchestra pit before passing through a closed door leading backstage. As it did so, they heard a sound likened to coins falling onto a concrete floor. A cleaner later reported seeing a similarly dressed figure standing at the back of the stalls. The identity of this apparition remains unknown. During the 1920s and 30s, the Alexandra's stage manager was Dick Turner, a man so devoted to the theatre that he was said to have practically lived within its walls. He was known for carrying a large set of keys on his belt, which jingled loudly as he walked. In more recent decades, staff have frequently reported hearing the unmistakable sound of jangling keys in backstage corridors, often when no one else is present. Former stage manager Mr. Freeman, who worked at the theatre for 25 years until 2003, regularly heard footsteps on the stage above him while working beneath it. Each time he investigated, the stage was empty. Beneath the stage lies a corridor and a series of rooms once used by crew members. In 2005, following a performance of The King and I, a group of crew members rested in the former crew room heard the sound of someone running across the stage above them. Investigation revealed no one present. Similar reports of unaccounted for footsteps on the stage have been made repeatedly over the years. Other phenomena include the sound of old-fashioned music hall music heard by a cleaner in the stalls, despite no performance or sound system operating. Some have suggested this may be a form of residual haunting, the building replaying echoes of its past. One former staff member described a deeply unsettling encounter on the stairs near the old foyer, where he saw a pair of disembodied legs in work boots and jeans walk across the landing and pass through a closed door. Another staff member locking up at night saw a man at the front of the stalls, whom he assumed to be a member of the public. As he approached, the figure ignored him and walked through the locked exit, vanishing completely. One of the most recent reported incidents occurred in April 2006 in a corridor near Leon Salberg's former office. The corridor is usually warm due to its proximity to the boiler room. A member of staff noticed a door wedged open against newly laid carpet and approached to close it. As he did so, he suddenly felt an intense cold, and the door slammed shut violently in front of him. No natural explanation was found. No single theory explains all the reported phenomena at the Alexandra Theatre. Some experiences suggest intelligent hauntings, others point to residual energy, replaying moments from the past. What is clear is that the building continues to inspire stories from those who work within it, quietly, consistently, and across generations. Whether these experiences are the echoes of devoted theatre workers, or the product of a building steeped in human emotion and history, the Alexandra remains a place where the boundary between past and present feels unusually thin. For some, the show at the Alex has never truly ended.